Okay. Right then, so the left-hand one was kind of your first few swings there. As we said, if we draw this line now sort of through club head and right forearm, as you go back, yeah, you were moving very much with the arms and lifting up quite high, okay? So as you go back now, very almost like a stretch. So when the club gets level with your hands, it's almost like chest high there. It's really high lifting, okay? There hasn't been much rotation because of that. And then when you start adding the rotation in, you're not really able to get much depth. So if you haven't got much depth in the backswing now, the club hasn't gone back far enough in this direction, yeah? Because you haven't turned. Therefore, when you come back, you're now going to be too far over here, hence the reason why you get some Healy strikes, okay? And obviously adding to try to square the club face up is going to cause even more. So you can see he's trying to throw that club out there now, arms out there. You can see the strike on the heel of the golf club there, and as you come into it, there's your contact, yeah? And you're literally catching almost off these bits in the corner. You can see where the tape's been hit every a few times because you've been hitting off here somewhere, yeah? So we've got to practice, as I said, imagining you've got two tees there or a gate or whatever, and for you learning that you've got to start moving the body to get the club further behind you so you get more depth here. So if we watch this takeaway now, you turn your right hip and shoulder a bit more, so the club now is getting level, a bit more kind of hip high, It's still a little bit higher than we wanted to,
be lower than
I think I'd like to see it, again, more in front of you. So you've got the club, as we call it, a bit behind you this way. I want to see it a bit more in front. Exactly. So you're getting depth in the swing because of where your body's going, not you just taking your hands and arms and folding it around here. Because if you start doing this, the club gets behind you. Now it wants to swing out this way from a swing that's got no real depth because your body's not going to want to turn. Because if it does turn, crikey, the club's behind you miles. So now you're not really getting your shoulders back. The club's from here. As you start coming through, everything now is going to be in this sort of risen up arm position, and and you've got nowhere to go. And the only way you feel you can, because everything when you get into this position from here, when the club is coming from back here, it always feels it's quite steep, but it's actually coming from quite a long way from the inside. The club's way behind you here, but still quite high, as you can see. So you're coming in from here, your brain thinks, oh my God, if I don't roll my arms, it's exit right. So then you start rolling the arms to try and fix it, which actually, we say, throws the club outside even more, which again encourages the heel. So you're almost going to hide into nothing, really. So we've got to get the hands and arms working back behind you with the club head almost effectively doing less in the takeaway, Once you get back here, now you can get your shoulders back. The club's gone back behind you a bit more. But even from there, the club now you can see is working shallower. This is coming now through your right forearm, as we've seen. Whereas in this movement here now, it's a little bit on the higher side. Not massively, but a bit on the higher side. Your instincts are, though, to still hit the golf ball that's over here, which is going to give you that Healy strike. So if we come in the golf ball here now on this strike, you can see the arms are still sort of rising upwards into impact. So as we get that contact now, there's the contact again, That
was the last one.
That was the last one. That was all right. I mean, didn't pick up on the screen. It went towards target, as we can see. But you can see look how much your club face there is facing down. You're rolling those arms over. But that's all caused by the body movement, the takeaway, and the initial thing, Trying to stop that would just not go with your psyche. So we're not trying to stop rolling. We've got to move the body better. So the club and the arms and the hands all start working as a team. At the moment, you've got your striker working as centre defend, your wing back working at wingers, and they're all trying to fit together, and they're doing the wrong rolls, And so when the club comes back to impact, it's like, well, I might hit the club face, And because there's some tension levels there, the rotation is a little bit restrictive. Because you're not able to rotate, you're obviously increasing the fact the club is now too far in front. And it just gives you such an issue in terms of contact. So you've got to practice feeling looser. When there's no ball there, I think the tension levels will drop.
Definitely.
So you can start feeling, if I can turn this torso a little bit more, get your hands and your arms level up when it's this high rather than up here.
All right.
And then just learn where that impact on the ground is, And the two T-peg drill for me is such a powerful one, because if you're not striking the ball out the middle, Gav, what are you going to get? I mean, who knows? It could go all over the place, And if you're healing it that much, shots are going to be and you're losing yardage as well, which is a big thing. So, okay, mate?